Hey, KeyForge Corner here, and today we have some amazing news because KeyForge just came out with a new set, KeyForge Worlds Collide. It's an amazing announcement, I have to say. And not only did they announce the name, the 2 new houses, the new functions, what's gonna be in the premium set, the normal set, they announced a lot of great stuff, and I can't wait to get into it. So let's jump into it right away, shall we? So first off, we've got the 2 new houses. The first one being the Saurian Republic. Basically, what happened if dinosaurs just got bored of killing each other? Because every single dinosaur here is a philosopher. And Grand Star Alliance, basically if you took Star Trek and combined it with Magic the Gathering. Or, KeyForge for this comparison. Space theme. Similarly to Mars, but this time they're not bad allies, they're good allies. Because that's their whole thing. That's what they're all about. So, pretty cool. One thing that's negative about it is, of course, we have a 7-house rotation in each set. And if we want to add these 2 houses logically, we have to take 2 houses out. So, in this set, we do not have Mars or Sanctum, which makes sense, right? Sanctum was Righteous Knights. Now we have something like Righteous Dinosaurs, basically, because they're like philosophers. And instead of Martians, we have, a Star Alliance, so another space theme. I guess they're going to keep on replacing our rotation with similar houses, so the general feel is still the same, but the houses are different. This also allows them to explore multiple themes of the same type of genre or subgenres, which normally would not function that well with houses like Mars. Like in Mars, you couldn't really put human astronauts, could you? So, here this makes more sense to do that. However, whilst this still does keep the same feel, we do also have a lot of new functions added in this set, which we can see represented a lot in the cards. Now, before we get to this, first off, let's look at what we get from the set itself. As usual, we have a 2-player starter set, as you can see right here. And then we've got, obviously, 2 unique decks, the key tokens, chain trackers, amber damage, as well as status counters, where we have our previous ones and the new ones added, because a lot of the functions we have here are status counter related. Now, besides the 2-player starter set, we also got announced a 1-player starter set, basically. We have, obviously, 1 deck, 3 keys, 1 chain tracker, less amber, more damage counters for some reason, and less status counters. So makes sense. And we also have apparently a premium box where we have, again, 2 unique KeyForge decks. We have a chain dial, basically like the fancy chain trackers you could buy online, but an official one this time. A bunch of status counters, actually armor tokens. Like, what? A lot of people have been asking for armor tokens, but I didn't actually expect we'd ever get them. A sticker sheet, and we get a sticker sheet because this also comes with 5 individual deck boxes, and as you can see on the side, you can basically put the corresponding stickers on, and you can also write the name of the deck. Pretty cool. You got a token box, everyone needs a token box, and a premium collector's box, I guess, where you can put all of this stuff together if you go to play somewhere with your friends. Now that we've got the way the set looks out of the way, let's look at all of the new functions that they've added to, KeyForge, how they work, and, my general thoughts about them. Now, the first new function we have is Ward. So Ward works in the way where you place a ward counter, as I said, it's all counter-based, on a creature, and when a creature is supposed to be removed from play or damaged, you take the ward counter off instead. Basically like a nice little protection you have. On top of, for example, things like Elusive, which a creature might already have. It's a pretty cool thing. I like it. The next function we have is Enrage. Now, with Enrage, you place an Enrage counter on a creature, and that creature can only be used to fight. And after it has done that, the counter is removed. Basically like Pingle Who Annoys, but you pick a target, so it's technically better because it doesn't limit you as well. And because it's a counter, there's not really any counter removal in the game. Pingle could just be destroyed with any small damage card, which, there were a lot of in Age of Ascension. But like this, they actually are forced to do this. It's great. Finally enraging is a thing. It's not just a dumb gimmick. Very good. Good job, Fantasy Flight. Proud of you. And our third function we have is exalt. Now, exalting is a pretty interesting function. The way it basically works, you place an amber from the common pool onto this creature. And now, what most of you already realized, when there is amber on a creature and the creature leaves play, the amber goes to the opponent. So if you put amber from the common pool on your creatures, you're kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage, because if your opponent destroys those, well, you know, you're gonna give him free advantage this. However, it's not fully free, because exalt effects are obviously gonna come with a nice little effect you can activate. So, for example, we have Legacious Raptor. He has a fight ability, which says you may exalt Legacious Raptor, and if you do, ready and use another friendly creature. Basically, you put the amber on him, and then you get a nice little effect on top of that. Well, on top of that. It's basically like a cost. Let's look at it this way. A negative you have to do in order to activate the effect. Although, looking at some of the new cards, I did notice that when it comes to these guys, they're similar to Sanctum in the way that they put amber on them. Obviously, as I said, they parallel each other. But at the same time, they also have a way to get rid of it and use it in a nice little way. So, you know, even though you might put it on them, that doesn't mean it's necessarily gonna stay there. Most likely, there are multiple cards which let you deal with it or gain something good from having it. And last but not least, we have Anomalies, which are ridiculously interesting cards. Now, as most of you can see, the Anomaly cards are, well, thundery, charged. It pretty much makes them pop out even more than any card we have in KeyForge right now. And that's because they're supposed to be super rare. And from what I heard, also, these cards are not going to be limited to houses. So even though this guy here, the Grim Reaper, you see him as a Brobnar creature, he's not really limited to being a Brobnar creature, and it's not going to be a Maverick if he's a different house. It's not his original house. He doesn't have an original house. It's just going to be randomly in one of the houses you have, because all of the effects that Anomalies are going to have, and that's what I assume, they're going to be neutral. They're going to be stuff you can use in any house. That's why they're interchangeable. Basically, I like this idea, because that adds some extra rarity, some extra card hunting here. And depending on what cards are going to be Anomaly cards, this could be a really cool thing to look for. When it comes to the Grim Reaper himself, my first impression is like, because when you reap with him, you purge an enemy creature and you purge a friendly creature, which is fine. I just really hope that they're gonna have better effects if they're gonna be this rare. I'm just saying, I don't want them to be as broken as Time Traveler. Sorry, I got a little cough there. Like some cards. However, I do feel like they should have some sort of upped effect if they're supposed to be good. And an interesting thing, because with this anomaly, I don't know if all anomalies are going to have this function, if it's just another function for, balancing cards. Grim Reaper says, if you're haunted, the Grim Reaper enters play ready. Now, this is a really fitting effect for the Grim Reaper, right? Because haunted means if you're haunted, there are 10 or more cards in your discard pile. Basically, if you have a lot of stuff in the discard, the Grim Reaper's gonna be more powerful or something. Makes sense. I don't know if all of these anomalies are gonna have these sort of special themes for themselves, or if these themes are gonna be distributed over other cards either in this set or in the future. But I can't wait to see, because this is pretty cool as well, having these type of. So anyway, that's basically all the stuff we have in our new KeyForge set, Worlds Collide. It's really cool, and I can't wait to see more news about it. When it comes to more news, I'm actually going to keep on uploading stuff, because there's a lot of leaks when it comes to cards from this set. So I'm going to be discussing this stuff in future videos, as well as other topics about Worlds Collide. So if you want to see more stuff about the new set, why don't you subscribe so you'll be notified about this, eh? Anyway, I'm the KeyForge Corner. Hope you guys keep on forging those keys. Don't forget to tell me what you think about the set, and I will see you tomorrow.